Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. And this time something very special. It is a bottle of Royal Virility Performance from Brewdog. It is a 7.5% ABV India Pale Ale. And as it says, it's it was a very limited edition. They only brewed 1,000 bottles of this. And it's, I guess the big thing is, it's brewed with herbal Viagra. It was clearly a big kind of publicity stunt, really, on Brewdog's behalf. But it is an IPA in itself, so I think my intention is to let's look past all the marketing and attention-grabbing headlines, and let's look at this as a beer. And also, I've got a bit of a spin on that, but I'll get to that in a second. So let's get this open. So 7.5% IPA. It's pouring. It looks really nice. It's got a real nice kind of deep orange kind of colour coming off it. Slightly off-white, kind of off-white, virgin on kind of orangey tinted head. Lovely looking beer though. A few small bubbles coming from the bottom of the glass. Let's get a sniff of this. It's really hoppy. There's a weird savoury thing going on in there. It smells like a. It's hard to put my finger on it. It's like a ham what's been kind of glazed with something in a way. There's a spicy quality to it. The hops are kind of like it's really kind of fragrant, really American, but there's something getting in the way. Something a bit funky, a little bit kind of a bit musty in a way. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's it kind of reminds me of the smell of a fishing tackle shop. There must be some kind of spice or herb in here, and I just can't place it. Right, I'll just have a quick taste of this. Oh. It's really quite resinous. Marmalade, orange, like a burnt orange, burnt marmalade kind of thing going on. But the hops are resinous, and there's a spicy quality to it as well. Quite dry, grapefruit finish. Right, so I'll come back to that in a second. So that is Royal Virility Performance, and what I'm going to do, I've been told that this that Royal Virility Performance is kind of like a blend of punk IPA and hardcore IPA. So what I'm going to do, the first time I've ever done this, is blend a couple of beers together in a glass. I've got another chew-up glass here. So, and also I'm going to have another first for HopZine. I'm going to drink out of the bottle and drink out of the can. Hardcore. It's a 9.2% IPA. It's a cracker. Big, punchy, resinous hops. Loads of them. Really quite tart. Load of kind of very bitter grapefruit in there. Yeah, I'm starting to spot similarities. So right, a bit lively. So let's get a bit of this in here. Dripping beer all over the place. So we've got some hardcore in there. Right. Kind of punk IPA, 5.6%. I've had this many times. I love this new blend, this new recipe for punk. Really fragrant, really fresh. I love it. Once again, at first, drinking out of the can, directly out of the can. Really, beautiful beer. Really fresh. Really kind of lively hops. juicy, fruity, really kind of nice. There's a kind of like a really fresh hop quality to this. Orange, grapefruit, pineapple, a hint of passion fruit in there. It smells incredible. It smells like a handful of fresh hops. I love this beer. Anyway, let's get a bit of this into the hardcore. This is my attempt to recreate, I guess, the base beer. Well, obviously, I don't know the blend of hops. For punk, in original punk, there is Chinook, Simcoe, Atenham, Nelson Sauvin, and in hardcore there's Simcoe, Columbus, and Centennial. So, right then, let's have a taste of the real one, Royal Virility Performance. Supposedly a blend of punk and hardcore. There's a weird smell in there. It's a weird smell. It's a bit, yeah, as I said, it's a bit musty. There's a tongue tingling kind of. It's like a savoury marmalade thing going on. I want to know what these herbs in this are, because that's a really odd. Just wiping up a bit of the hardcore that I spilled. Yeah, there's an odd flavour in there. It's odd. It's alright. It's alright. It's not the best IPA ever. Right, so my blend of punk and hardcore IPA. That smells really similar. There's a quality in this that you don't get in that, which is a certain mineral quality to it. I can't put my finger on it. It's this kind of weird spiciness to it. But this has that kind of slightly, it's like a dankness in a way. Now this has got a little bit of like a candied quality to it. But that is massively, it's so different between the two beers that I've mixed. You can pick them out, you can pick out those qualities. Maybe a bit more of aroma you get from hardcore, and a bit less of what you get from punk. And punk has got a beautiful aroma. So the resinous kind of quality is really upped. Anyway, I'm really fascinated to see what this is going to taste like. Super bitter. Well, actually, it's not super bitter. It's really nicely bitter. It's really clean and fresh. That's fascinating. I've never done this before. I always wondered what it'd be like. That's fascinating. Because it's not punk and it's not hardcore. It is somewhere in between. So, right. So, essentially, these should be very similar. So, I'll take a swig of this. You can see there is a certain quality in there, which, yeah, I'd say it is. They are very similar beers now. That seems thicker, a lot fuller. There's that quality that I keep talking about, which I don't like, and it doesn't appear in this one. So wow, what an interesting thing to do, I guess, for me. You can see it. You can see what's going on. These beers are in this beer. These hops in these beers are probably in this one as well. But there's something else. There's something else in there. I don't know what Brewdog have done, but it's in there and it's weird. I'm not blown away by that. It's all right. It's all right. It's an IPA which does its job, but it's not great. But these two beers are absolutely world class. Two of my favourites round. I'm not a massive double IPA fan, but I love IPA, and I love hardcore. I think that's one of the best, most drinkable double IPAs around. Punk, it's one of my staple beers. I absolutely love it. So there you go, my blend of hardcore and punk. Brewdog's, I guess, blend of those two flavour components of what goes into punk and what goes into hardcore. That's Royal Virility Performance. So yeah, it's got Viagra in it. It's got herbal Viagra in it. I think it's got something else in there as well. Is that altering it? Yeah, it is. Is the Viagra going to work? I've had a bottle of this before, and I can tell you, it doesn't, I'm afraid. Anyway, so yes. So the beer that we've been looking at today, bottle of Royal Virility Performance from Brewdog, a 7.5% ABV India Pale Ale. In a way, it's a blend of these two beers, and these two beers are amazing. That beer is okay. Anyway, I'd just like to say a big thanks to James at Brewdog for sending me a couple of bottles of Royal Virility Performance. It's been fascinating to try it. It's been fascinating to kind of have this side-by-side comparison and see how the blending of these flavours change each beer, and it kind of says what hops go together and what malts go together, and at some point they will collide, and whatever happens, I don't know. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? But anyway, I guess this is a good example of what flavour components, when they collide, what happens. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this interesting little video. It's been interesting for me. I hope it has been for you. And I think I'm going to toast you farewell with a sample of my I guess, hardcore punk, I guess. Anyway, I don't know what ABV is, but it's damn tasty. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.